Greetings, fellow space travelers of the light. Blessings in the divine light of eternal bliss consciousness. Fellow travelers, let me see today how preposterous I can be. For why would I want to be normal at all? Why would I want to be common? And each day as the matrix reveals itself further and further, deeper and deeper down the rabbit hole we go, all is being revealed. And every day we are curiouser and curiouser. One of my closest angels contacted me today and asked me if it was a weird day at all. And I replied, "You mean more weirder than it usually is every day?" Once we really start contemplating the nature of what we call reality, the weirder it becomes. Even many scientists like Einstein realize that this is a strange place we do live in, sometimes even spooky. Many people look at evidence and believe that it's proof of something, especially things that are supernatural. I believe it was Einstein that explained that even science does not truly prove anything. If anything, the best it does with our calculations and our concentration, the best we can come up with is maybes. Maybe it's this, maybe it's that. It doesn't come up with proofs, but what it can tell us is the no's. Maybe if we're wrong about something, or if something is totally absurd. But ultimately it doesn't prove anything. And why is that? Limitations of instruments? Possibly. We can question these things. Or is it that the universe is in a constant state of flux? So this concept of emptiness and space, the void, Buckminster Fuller would call the Earth the spaceship Earth, for it is moving through space. If anything, it is surrounded by space. We do know this. We can experience the space in between form or surrounding forms. But the peculiar thing, when we start examining physical matter, the Divine Mother, we realize that physical things that appear solid are actually made up of mostly space. A scientist once said, if you magnified every atom in the physical body of a human to the size of a pea, the space in between each atom would be that of a football field. That's how much space is really contained within what seems or appears to be a solid form. This is just more evidence of the strangeness of the simulation. When we talk of the matrix, we speak of the simulation, the holographic nature of the universe, the temporal nature. This is why the Buddha said all things are impermanent, and these are things that are manifest. The eternal is the non-manifest, or the unmanifest, we might call it, or the unborn mind of Buddha, the pure mind, what we call the pure awareness. And pure can be seen as clear or clarity, the stillness, the silence, everything manifests from the stillness. All sound emanates from the silence, returns to the silence. That is the cyclical nature of all things. That is the pulse, that is the vibration, that is the frequency, the resonance. All sound, in the beginning was the word. Many different cultures have a different sound to that original vibration. Some may say Om, some may say Hu. Then that sound wave expansion raises to the frequency of light, and then that light, this is the secret of light that is truly empty. The light becomes the particle, and the particles form the 10,000 things. Today were more anomalies on the Schumann resonance. We had a spike this morning at 33 hertz. There were multiple frequencies coming into the field yesterday. This morning, after almost 12 hours of total calm, at 1 UTC, there were isolated peaks below 10 hertz. From 6 UTC, the activity became slightly stronger and exceeded 15 hertz at 8:30 and peaked at 33 hertz at 9 UTC. Now on disclosurenews.it, they are starting to talk about dependencies of amplitude due to conflicts in people's concepts of the Schumann resonance. So we say the amplitude, the base resonance, 7.83 hertz. That is the bass tone, the bass frequency. And then there's these type of overtones. People are calling now dependencies of amplitude. So we're seeing the spikes in these. The best word myself and my team came up with was an overtone or harmonic in these spikes that we're seeing in the Schumann charts. So regardless of what these are, there's a debate amongst the scientific community, as there usually is. That almost goes without saying, that we feel these energies as they're coming in, and they're just mirroring on these charts that they're using with certain instruments. Just like the brain is an instrument, the body is an instrument, this chime is an instrument. All of these things are measuring and experiencing frequencies and ripples in the still water. We can describe this in a sense as a still pool of water, and you drop a pebble in that water. You see the ripples out from that center in these perfect spheres, these circles that emanate out from that center, moving through the water, and you drop a pebble on the other side, and that creates another sphere, another concentric circles emanating out from that center, resonating out, expanding out. And then when those two circles meet, what happens in those ripples? When the two ripples, those expanding fields of energy, of resonance meet, they create a new field of resonance. Some may call an interference pattern. This is how holograms work also. An hologram, each piece of the whole, is a representation of the whole thing. You can cut out any section of a hologram and magnify it to the size of the original. It is a duplicate. It is a replica. We use many words to explain the same thing. So we have these resonating frequencies, different patterns, different sounds that simulate what we call reality. And we know it's a simulation because it is temporary. That which is real is eternal, the eternal self. Now on that note, on that tone, we'll start our first transmission from Laura Pleiadian. In this, we anoint you now. This is a profound frequency shift now. Everything is changing as you know it. Your thoughts are transforming. Your emotions are shifting. Your awareness is entering a new level of frequency. You are literally entering a new dimension. Your heart is expanding as being the home that you once sought. You see more clearly through your heart, and this is catapulting your awareness into a new world. This new world is filled with love, all the love that heals everything, the love that ends separation memories, the pure eternal love that is the divine union you desire. This is your one filter, the pure eternal love that unites everything. Your divine presence graces you with the acknowledgement of divine power flowing through you. This is the shift into a now new dimension of existence, which gives way to being the glory of eternity while in form. We are with you now. We are the divine council of overseers. Enter this new world through your heart. In this we initiate you and anoint you now in love. thenewdivinehumanity.com. And from Sandra Walter, Astral Collapse and the End of Solar Minimum. Astral planes of consciousness are held in place by magnetic fields within and around Gaia. As the magnetosphere diminished during solar minimum, it allowed cosmic energies and brand new frequencies to penetrate Gaia. We reached solar minimum last year. Sunspots change polarization, signaling we are rising to solar maximum again. All of the gatekeeping and grid work of the last 30 years focused on utilizing the weakened magnetosphere to open, reconnect, and reunify Gaia with the cosmic Stargate system of the higher planes of light. That work completed in 2018, when the crystalline grid merged with the new Earth at grids. As of January 13, 2020, we have a brand new gate and grid system on Gaia, which reconnected us with the brand new cosmic Stargate flows. They open us to the organic ascension as a very lucid, physical, and somewhat surreal experience. First embodiers are anchoring in this non-linear New Earth state. Embodiment changes everything, for the individual as well as the collective. It accelerates the dismantling of outdated creations and healing events on a global scale. We now rise with the sun and enter a new phase into solar maximum. This is very exciting for gatekeepers, since we work directly with the sun. As solar flares and CMEs return, you will notice the stronger Stargate system and energies they provide. I had a direct experience of the new solar flashing of activity in December. It is glorious and transformative. More on this soon. The astral planes assisted in our co-creation of 3D, 4D, and supported those collective memory fields, Taurus fields. As those structures dissipate in the new light, our collective thought forms, emotions, and creations break down. Our DNA is a record of that, and the field strands which supported the 3D, 4D begin to reflect the larger operation, just as Gaia is doing in this now. As Gaia's old creation dissipates in the new light, our DNA does the same with our choice and support. It fades from our perception because we have chosen a new point of focus, the new earth realms of love, peace, and unity. From SandraWalter.com and from Judith Kusel, the shift accelerates. As the immensely powerful shifts now occurring pushes us more and more in the higher frequency bands with the opening of the immense cosmic portal from the Giza pyramids to Sirius, and from Sirius linking us directly again to the seventh central sun of illumination. More than this, it has opened the immensely powerful sun disks and the energy they emit. These sun disks are not only massive and immense torus energy vortices, but smaller ones were used in ancient times to store universal knowledge and information and download it directly into the mind. Thus information could not be distorted nor twisted nor used in detrimental ways. With this, the crystal pyramids and the spinal column of the earth have been reactivated and massive earth changes are upon us. This shift now goes directly into our heart. The mindless running of the rat race and the quest for that ultimate material something has kept humanity mindless for so long. It was a quest into a material reality, which in truth was illusory. So many are now opting to get out of the rat race as their hearts open and their souls awaken and they start to see the truth. Once the soul sees the truth and starts living it, it cannot go back into the illusion, for it now seeks even higher truths, an even higher and more expanded way of life and living this truth. The search then opens the whole new doorways to expanded consciousness, expanded awareness, and expanded beingness. Deep down the soul knows that it is here for a reason, a mission and purpose. When one wishes to deny this purpose, wake-up calls will come along the way to nudge the soul back to its original state and to the essence of what the divine created it for, to be and express. In my soul readings, the soul name already indicates the higher attributes of the soul as the divine created it, and through these attributes it is meant to serve the divine cosmically, so that the divine can experience his or her creation through the soul. The shifts now bring even higher awakening with the souls who are awake and aware. We need to shift now into much higher gear, and it is awakening ancient remembering within us all, which goes far beyond the planet and all incarnations here, and into the very heart of the universal creation and the core heart of it all. The universal creation is vast, so vast that our human minds cannot even grasp this. And within the universal creation there is a hidden order, and universal laws govern this order, and these laws apply to all of creation. It applies to the individual soul, to the collective soul groups, to the collective planetary, solar, galactic, and universal soul. The consciousness levels of individual souls at this moment in time is that of finally reclaiming their universal and cosmic consciousness. Once consciousness expands into the universal levels, one starts walking this planet in a much higher state of being, yet the higher state of being can only be attained through the open heart center, which links directly to the soul. The soul in turn is directly linked to the soul group or monad, and through the monad, linked through the various levels of divinity to the divine source. Many souls, when they are ready to ascend into the higher states of consciousness, will now, and some already have, merge with other soul flames, I'm not talking about twin flames here, in order to step into the full mastery of their souls. This is an energetic merging and only comes when the soul is ready to assume much higher leadership roles and walk the path without the ego. These are the core souls who have been involved with this planet since the beginning, first in Agartha, the inner Earth civilization, and then in the later civilizations, and mostly in the role of teachers and higher guides. They serve as universal levels, and thus their souls have gained the universal knowledge which surpasses anything one can master on planet Earth. These souls have up to now lived in relative obscurity, for they needed to do so, and many of them lived quiet lives in the background while anchoring in their soul mission and purpose into Mother Earth, especially since 2004. Some have had immense shifts and thus stepped further into the merging since 2017, and will do so more and more in the next years leading up to 2021 and 2034. Yet the time has come now for these souls to step forward and out and reveal themselves to humankind, so that the work can now be done at an accelerated pace. They serve without ego. They are not here to bring opium to the masses to keep them ignorant and bound, but they will free them from the shackles and bonds still holding them in the 3D. This work is already being done, but now would be done to a much greater degree. The greatest work is not done where there is much publicity and fanfare and where the masses go. Most of these highly advanced souls have chosen other paths, which in the end lead to a much greater awakening in many alternative ways. For in truth, the greatest teachers walk humbly and walk egoless, for they do not seek mass adoration nor condemnation, but steadily walk the middle path where blame or praise has no effect. One is totally focused on the work and the work alone. One walks that path relentlessly, and one is but here to serve from the heart and soul and with all of one's being. For as the awakening occurs, the souls who need to find them will be led to them, and they will recognize these masters within their hearts and souls. For the masters will speak directly into their souls, and thus the soul will know them through the truth their hearts recognize. For this, the marriage now, the heart and mind. The mind will always question what the heart and soul know. It is best to step out of the mind and into the heart, which is directly attached to the soul, and then you will see clearly. When you allow the mind to control the heart, you cannot see. You are blind. When the heart opens and reconnects to the soul and its infinite knowing, then the mind serves the heart and works in unison with it. There needs to be a beautiful balance between the heart and the mind. More than this, it is the balancing between the right and the left brain, the marriage within of the divine masculine and divine feminine, and the return to the higher states of balance and unity. Immensely powerful and potent vibrational frequency shifts are upon us in the next few months and years. The universal councils with the divine have ordained that planet Earth will return to the original seventh dimensional state she was originally created in, to be and become. What the divine declares happens. It will mean that we all will need to shift, and the shifts will happen within our own hearts and souls. There will be a heart opening as never experienced before. The old you will disappear. The new and much higher version of you will rise, and you will hardly recognize yourself anymore. What had so much meaning for you today and even yesterday will lose its glamour. As you finally recognize the Maya, the illusion which has kept humanity prisoner for so long, you will see the truth, and your soul will recognize the truth to the highest degree, and your heart will know. As the heart opens, the eternal one love will fill it, the eternal light and love which goes beyond all description and all understanding. You will start to see the truth that everyone you encounter is but another you, for in truth we are all one. There is no separation, there never has been. As the rainbow tribes and people, the true ones, gather, they will bring global transformation to the highest degrees. More so, they will unite in unity, such has never experienced before. As the heart opens more and more and the power of love floods all the beings and Mother Earth shifts into the higher dimensional state, all will be reborn, reinvented, reshaped, and transformed. The old Earth is no more. All will be transmuted. This immense alchemy, transformation, and transmutation is in full swing. Open your hearts and allow divine love to flood it and fill it. Open your soul's deepest remembrance and live its truth. Do not shrink away from being broken open and allowing the old Adam and Eve to dissolve, but embrace the new you, which is now rising to the fore, the true soul you, and then go and become what you need to become in order to fulfill your highest soul mission and purpose here on planet Earth. It is time. I have spoken. Judith Cusel from judithcusel.com. Today from Elizabeth Peru. Have you felt the global stirring of energy? Perhaps you've seen erratic weather patterns. The wind and water elements are particularly powerful this week. That's because the cosmic feminine is making itself known on Earth. The feminine energy is arising within each of us, and some people don't know quite how to handle it. Do you? This is the feng shui energies coming into balance. The wind and the water, rising up, rising up. If you felt that 2019 was challenging, you're right. It needed to be, so that we could be freed up in 2020 to explore being ourselves. Some are doing this well. Congratulations. It's not easy to push through your fears and self-doubts and come out on the other side. Have you noticed that the energy is high impact ever since the full moon? Perhaps you're being pulled in many directions at once. Top level shifts are happening. From ElizabethPeru.com. And from the Zolkin Times, Kin214, White Rhythmic Wizard. Rhythmic is the name for the number 6, and its keywords are equality, balance, and organize. We are now on the 6th day of the Red Moon wave spell with its agenda of going with the flow. Day 6 is always about getting practical and organized. A bit tricky within that context of flowing. How does one organize and relinquish control at the same time? Well, it's quite easy, really. Get yourself together and take care of the necessities, and this will restore balance in your life, allowing you the peace of mind that will enable you to relax. Today is White Wizard, which represents enchantment, receptivity, and timelessness. The wizard is one of the most elusive and mysterious characters in the Zolkin. People born on these days are very complex and hard to get to know. Wizard energy enchants us, and we all can fall under a spell on wizard days. This can lead to very profound experiences, or this can lead to dumbfoundedness. Don't be surprised that by the end of the day you ask yourself, what just happened? Christina Papagiorgio, White Rhythmic Wizard, Kin 214, 11 February 2020, 11-2-2020 equal 11, 2, 22 equal 2, 2, 22 equal 8. 2222 code, reactivating the powerful 22 gateway again today. 11, portal doorway duality. 2, partnership cooperation. 22, master builder, architect of peace. 4, angelic, earth, form, foundation. 8, abundance, infinity, flow, in-breath, out-breath. Kin 214 equals 7, mystic, magic, spiritual, solitude. Day 6 in the Red Moon wave spell of the goddess, who is enhancing our intuition and sensitivity as we purify our vessels in order to find our flow. Today we are organizing for more flow through balancing the flow of giving and receiving in your life. The double 22 portal code is activating more financial abundance flow and building a solid financial foundation for the future. Tone of creation, rhythmic. Tone 6 in the physical realm. Action balances. Power organizes. Essence, equality. The rhythmic base, or the rhythmic phase, is the one where this all-adventuring and radiating miracle that is you learns to walk, but consciously, precisely, with fine organizational instincts, and what superb balance we see. Very soon you have mastered walking and are up and running. Go forth and explore your territory. Today is a great day to find balance in your physical reality, body, by becoming more receptive to the endless flow of timelessness, bringing endless opportunities and greater potential. We are organizing our physical reality for more balance and equality, and especially your financial reality. A fantastic day for spring cleaning, decluttering your house, space, organizing your office, channeling ideas, journaling, or reflecting on your dreams and desires. It is time to allow your enchanted seeds to sprout and flow through you, bringing them forth into your physical reality. Today's question is, how can I organize my physical reality for greater balance and equality, opening to greater flow? Divine blessings for enchanting miracles to bring balance and greater flow into your physicality. Kin 214, White Rhythmic Wizard. The mantra, the code for today is, I organize in order to enchant. Balancing receptivity, I seal the output of timelessness. With the rhythmic tone of equality, I am guided by the power of my own power doubled. There we have it for today, beloved beings of light. Let us know in the comments below what you're experiencing, what you're seeing, what you're feeling, your visions, your codes, your activations, your visions for New Earth. I'd like to thank everyone for your beautiful comments and the past videos. These are helping other Lightworkers through this ascension process. If you're new to this channel, be sure to subscribe. Click the subscribe button below this video and the little bell next to subscribe to get notifications on future uploads. And I'd like to touch on one more thing before we part ways here. I'd like to talk about feeling, the strange feeling that is invoked when we go deep into these energies, when we reach beyond the veils. That strange feeling you feel inside when you merge with that eternal stillness, going consciously, returning consciously to the void, to the stillness. And the mind will start to contemplate at times our face before anything existed, our true nature. And the mind, as it returns to that ocean of consciousness, what many call Source, Buddha, God, Tao, Allah, many names. When we merge with that awareness, that pure awareness, that clarity comes through. So ultimately, where's the problem? Is the problem in the mind? These are the things that humans question when we question reality. And this is why our Taoist Sifu, Qingfeng Dao Shi, would call Source the great mystery. Sometimes when the mind or awareness is confronted or exposed, so in time, in the now, we let all these things go. This is the great lesson of learning to let go, of releasing this concept of acceptance, accepting things exactly as they are, accepting things as they come, accepting the great beauty of the eternal stillness, the infinite silence. This is all part of the dream, part of the symphony, part of the simulation, falling asleep into the dream, from the unborn into the born, from the unmanifest into the manifest, and then returning to that which is unmanifest, in the eternal peace and the eternal bliss. As we go deeper and deeper into the stillness within, the kingdom of heaven within, as we bridge the physical with the non-physical with the physical, form with the formless, emptiness with the form, bridging the two worlds together as one, in perfect harmony and perfect awareness. All things are perfectly resolved in the unborn, eternal mind of Source. I love you all. Namaste.